Hello, welcome to Manifest Wisely. I started doing a reading that was kind of, I thought, a personal reading, but it might resonate with somebody out there, so I decided to go ahead and do a quick recording. I was actually trying to do a live, but Mercury retrograde struck me and I was unable to do the live, so here I am. And I'm doing a chakra spread starting out in the root. The base chakra is the Three of Pentacles, followed by the Nine of Wands, and then the Judgment card in the solar plexus. So I've gotten quite a few messages already. One collective that somebody wants to do some kind of work with you. It could be artistic in nature with this Three of Pentacles, because it is appealing to your more base type needs or desires, and those could even be like animalistic. So, kind of here with these bears, in your bear skin. It might involve that as well. And maybe somebody wants to capture you that way, artistically speaking. And here they're actually doing a painting. So, you can use your imagination. Although he's painting three, so it is some kind of collaboration. That's the thing. It's not necessarily, it's not a solo effort. So that's going to require some level of basic trust that you have between you and these other person or persons that you would be working with here. Okay. In the sacral, you have the Nine of Wands, which is just kind of almost hilarious in a way, like if you're somebody who's ever been out there dating for any length of time. Because it's like, here I'm trying to give my love to the right people, and then look at what happens, you know what I mean? And the sacral is like, kind of like your actual love muscle, more like, and you might have been flexing this muscle like an alligator is very strong, right? But even this alligator is beat up, like, Steve Irwin or somebody got a hold of him, like. Brought to you by Pink Quartz. Get you some, right? Or this is, I think, pink quartz, rose quartz. I don't know if that's technically the same name or not, but rose quartz is actually good for your heart chakra, and healing as well. Now, in the solar plexus, you have the Judgment, which I found really interesting. And that's when I started thinking, like, I really might need to record this because, with X marks the spot here, right on this tower, it's almost like, Spirit is saying, so if you were ever confused, fear not, because I'm going to put this giant tower right in front of you with a big cross on it, like a little X here, X marks the spot. And I'm going to be able to show you exactly what you need to be working on creatively. It's going to be that obvious. So, of course, this is how much you want to actually listen to the message. But the person here listening to it is very grateful because they're like, oh my gosh. And it says four winds down here. So, and there's a lyric in the song that says, may the four winds blow you home, safely home. Okay, so this person's saying, yes, thank God. Now I know what direction I'm supposed to go. Like, my arms are tired. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh yeah, I just got in. Like, yeah, I'm sure my arms are tired from, like, like if you were an actual bird having to flap your wings. Okay, so some of you collective may be feeling a little bit tired of this situation, and that's why you're so grateful to kind of, even though this might appear as an obstacle for some of you, it's going to, again, show you and scary here with all these dragons around it as well. Like, let's not forget it is a tower. So it's going to be heavily guarded, but you're going to be able to see the secret inside. All right, and that's going to guide you in order and open you up to the possibilities that you didn't think you had creatively here in your solar plexus. Okay, so that was the download that I'm getting. Just hit 4:44 on the clock, so I think I'm right on schedule for that message. Okay, so you're welcome. I hope somebody benefits from that today. Coming up in the heart chakra here, please. Ooh, the Three of Cups. And you know, they say three's a crowd, but could three be a party, a celebration of sorts? So, if you're unhealed, maybe, yeah, three is a crowd, right? And that will be evident. But if you are healed, then three becomes, you know, a party because you're doing celebratory things, all right? I feel like collective, somebody wants to express their love to you, and in a way that maybe others can see it. All right. So that's kind of the energy I'm getting off of this as well. It's not necessarily like, you know, like, I don't even know. I don't even want to say it because it's just kind of silly at this point right now. Because I'm not feeling the energy, so I'm not going to say it. Isn't that funny? And it was kind of weird because my throat chakra was feeling really blocked when I was communicating to you guys about this judgment card, and here it comes again. But when I jumped over to this heart chakra, it was, you know, not coming out not because my throat chakra was blocked, but because the message had completed. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Anyway, so coming up in the throat chakra here, what do we got? Is it this one? That's one that just flew over here. Oh my God. And what were we just talking about? A tower? And it was during the throat chakra. Holy smokes. This is wild, you guys. All right. I feel like I need some more crystals over here. I think I have some in my bag. Sorry, it's going to make the camera shake a little bit here. Okay, there's another piece of tiger's eye, nice and grounding. I'll put that at the root. That sounds like a good place for that. I'll keep my rose quartz here above the heart chakra. Nice healing energy, okay? Something to balance out, you know, some of this pain that's come through the sacral, all right? And so now it's getting mirrored back, and I think it's being discussed, okay? In this collective mind type thing. And part of that is now that you've received this direction, okay, this judgment here, it's going to let you know how to proceed again. So you may be starting to, dare I say, be triggered by people in your surroundings. And maybe for a good reason, because they are actually qualified to show you things that you've been missing. Like maybe they're kind of the professional of the situation. The Queen of Swords. And wow, talk about a cutthroat vision, but a very clear one. Okay. The Queen of Swords uses her powers of intellect. So, you know, she's actually is quite intuitive. But that's based upon lots and lots of logic and lots of understanding and communication that's occurred in the past, okay? So she doesn't have to, and that's why she can be cold to some people, in some people's opinions, and especially in situations where she doesn't have to respond, okay? Now, you know, kind of infamously, Marie Antoinette did that, and then, you know, they were very famously persecuted, but there were other situations going on there. However, you know, that was one of those things where she didn't respond. The Queen of Swords will respond if she needs to respond, but she may only have to do so with one word. And maybe that word is adios or deuces. You know? So you gotta take what you get with the Queen of Swords. I mean, after that, it's kind of like the King of Swords. It's just, that's it. Like I said, the message is complete. There's no more. No mess. Oh, I tell you, Spirit is very funny. Please, into the crown. What do we have for this collective? Five of Cups. Somebody's running out of time. Potentially time to decide whether or not they want to, look at some of the advice that's been given to them and potentially take on a new direction. And two, the Five of Cups is an emotional card. So, aside from this Three of Cups here, which came across as very celebratory, more in nature, this Five of Cups is kind of the only solemn one. And maybe this is kind of something where collective, now that you're seeing things pointed out, you're realizing maybe what you have missed. And now it's causing you to look, and she's even looking backwards here, like down the number line, right? She's looking into the past saying, oh my gosh, or whoever, or it's kind of being communicated that like, oh, well, I guess I missed out with this Queen of Swords because, I was busy over here giving my love to all these other people, right? And she's like showing it to you now, and it's like, oh shoot, now I see it. But what's going on here? It's your path to happiness with these 4 wins and this 3 of Pentacles. And even though you're battered and bruised, you still have this exterior here protecting you. I mean, alligator leather is pretty tough. Just saying. I was going to say if it's good enough for Crocodile Dundee, but he would be wearing crocodile leather, not. Although they do make ostrich leather, if you're not familiar with ostrich. Anyway. I'm sure it's all ethically sourced and everything, of course. Anyway, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Isn't that what we all want to hear? It's like, oh yes, it's the most ethical thing ever, and everything is done to a T, and we all try our best, right? And then sometimes we fall short. So, and I think that's why maybe the Five of Swords is on the bottom of the deck, the falling short piece, okay? And that's the thing too, the message I was getting earlier is that, some things are just forever going to be a mystery. Like maybe you don't know why you're called to do a certain something. Maybe you, are like, I never had an interest in painting before, but now I'm going to start painting. You just have to go with it. And what's the worst thing that could happen? You don't like it. I mean, are you really worried about what other people are thinking, or are you worried about how you're going to respond to it? But if you're interested in it and you enjoy it, like, go for it. Who cares what anybody else thinks, So, anyway, I'm going to get a quick oracle card out here. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Surrender to the divine full moon. Dun, 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 dun. Surrender, but don't give yourself away. Hey. So exactly, this 9 of Wands, don't be giving yourself away to every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there, right? Ladies, gents, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Because that becomes spiritually expensive. And some of you cannot afford it. I'm just saying, it's it can be very taxing, and you don't want that kind of strife in your life. That's just silly. Nobody deserves that kind of drama, okay? That's for stuff to watch on TV. All right, a time for healing. Balsamic moon, okay? There we are. Not saying you shouldn't get out there and live your life, but again, healing this 9 of Wands in this sacral, I think, is going to be very important for somebody out there. Please manifest wisely. Until next time, please subscribe.